On the occasion of Greek Easter, celebrated this year on May 5th, the Panpaphian Association of America hosted a baking and cooking demonstration at AKTINA Taverna in Astoria, during which Chef Skevi Rousopoulos taught everyone in attendance how to make flaoones, the traditional Easter bread very unique to the island of Cyprus. In a very festive and family atmosphere, everyone in attendance from different ages, including young children, paid exceptional attention as Chef Skevi explained and demonstrated the entire process, with Debbie Rigas, a board member of the Panpaphian, translating into English. The making of the flaoones is a rather long process that requires talent and skill, while preparing the dough for the phyllo also requires strong arms, and that is why the making of the flaoones is a family affair that requires everyone's participation. The recipe is pretty much standard. However, each household in Cyprus has their own unique recipe and secrets. For example, in some areas they prefer their flaoones with a more sweet flavor. Thus, they also include some sugar in the stuffing and in the dough, while others don't. Some like to include raisins and others don't. Chef Skevi, a native of Cyprus and a master of the Cypriot cuisine, does not like to include raisins. She shared her own recipe, good for making up to 20 flaoones.
And I know you're the chef of this wonderful tavern, AKTINA Taverna in Astoria. It feels great to see all these women today here.
I'm happy. I'm so happy. Everybody can get my recipe.
And do you like the raisins in your recipe?
Actually, no.
Why?
It's sweet. The flaoona is something like a cheese, you know. Salt. The rest is coming sweet. I don't like them.
So you don't like the raisin? I do, though.
Okay.
Now, from what area of Cyprus do you come from?
I'm from Agridia, Pitsilia.
Ah, I see. And I guess they don't like raisins, huh?
No, we never use it.
And as I mentioned earlier, in the flaoona you use both the Cyprus halloumi and cheese. What kind of cheese, though?
This is special cheese is coming from Cyprus every day. They say halloumi, flaoonas cheese. So I don't know how they make it.
So it's a special cheese, okay. Well, thank you, Skevi. You've been a wonderful host and a wonderful cook. Thank you.
It is imperative for the filling to settle for 4 to 5 hours ahead of the baking. That is why it is customary to prepare it the night before. The main ingredient for the filling is a special cheese known as flaoona cheese, combined with Cyprus halloumi cheese, which are coarsely grated and mixed with plain flour, semolina, yeast mixture, eggs, crushed mastic, and mahlebi. The filling is refrigerated overnight, and the following day we stir in the mint, the baking powder, the raisins, preferably sultanas, and a pinch of crushed mastic, mahlebi, cinnamon, and clove powder until well combined. To make the dough for the pastry, we place in a large bowl plain flour, baking powder, mastic, mahlebi, yeast mixture, soft unsalted butter, and salt. Adding the milk a little at a time, we knead the ingredients together until it has a smooth and elastic feel. Then we cover the dough with a plastic wrap or a towel, and we set it aside in a warm place for an hour to rise. The next step is to make the glaze, which is prepared with egg yolks and sesame seeds. Using a dash of white vinegar and enough water, we must first boil the sesame seeds. We beat the eggs while we spread the seeds over a towel to dry. To assemble, divide the dough into large round pieces and roll out on a lightly floured work surface until about 33 millimeters thick. Then cut them into 4-inch discs. Firmly press one side of the pastry discs into sesame seeds on the towel to coat the base as well. Place a generous tablespoon of filling into the center of each pastry disc. Pull the dough up to 3 points to make a triangle or 4 points to make a square. You should still be able to see the filling in the middle. Using a fork, press all corners together to seal and leave to rise.
Do this around.
Or round. around. Yeah, now she's pressing the fork on the edges, and it's perfect.
Just before baking, brush with beaten egg and sprinkle some sesame seeds over them. Preheat your oven and then place the flaoones on trays which are lightly oiled and bake them at 375 degrees for 50 minutes up to an hour or until golden. The flaoones can be served hot or cold. Once they cool off, you can freeze them and they are good for consumption for at least a month later. The flaoones are traditionally prepared in Cyprus the eve of Good Friday and fully prepared and baked on Good Saturday to be served as a dessert on Easter Sunday following the festive meal. Everyone who attended the demonstration actively participated and each had the opportunity to open filo and make their own flaoones. The Panpaphian Association of America, that had the idea to introduce to the community the tradition of making the Cyprus Flaounes, promises that they will continue organizing other similar baking demonstrations, highlighting different pastries from Cyprus as well as from Greece. To obtain the flaoones recipe, you can call Chef Skevi Rousopoulos at Kopiaste Taverna, 718-932-3220. That's 718-932-3220. We conclude with some highlights and reactions from the event.
So, is this your first time making a flaouna?
Πρώτη φορά έχω δοκιμάσει και μου αρέσουν πάρα πολύ και γι' αυτό ήρθα να προσπαθήσω. Δεν είμαι από την Κύπρο, αλλά θέλω να προσπαθήσω.
So you're gonna try. You think it's hard?
Δεν είναι δύσκολο όταν έχεις λίγο ιδέα από μαγειρική. Είναι λίγο πολύπλοκο, αλλά άμα σου αρέσει το κάνεις.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Καλό Πάσχα.
So, Maro, how many years you've been doing this?
Since I was a little girl, I loved to help my mom and all the neighbors. It was fun, and that was a tradition too.
Now, you come from Bafos, and do you like to put raisins in your flaouna?
Some of them, most of them, they don't like raisins in my village. It's something new, I guess. But it's up to you. If you like raisins, you put raisins. If you don't, you don't, you know.
Now, the whole process to make flaounes is like a 2-day process?
Yes, definitely. It's a lot of work, actually, but it's fun and it's a tradition.
Right. And first you make the how do you call this? The filling. The filling, you prepare it the day before. You want to tell us a little bit about the filling?
The night before. You make the filling the night before because it needs 7 hours, at least 6 to 7 hours, 8, it depends, to raise. And then early in the morning, the neighbors and friends, the families, they have to get together and have fun and make the flaoones.
The night before, you prepare the filling, and then the day after, when do you prepare the
dough? In the morning. In the morning, yes.
All right. And how many hours do you have to wait before it's you start making?
You don't need to wait for the dough. Because the dough needs to be very thin, the filo.
Now, and after you prepare them, that you put them in here like this.
These are ready to go.
These are ready to go. Okay.
Actually, they put too many. They're gonna get bigger. They're gonna raise. We have to take some of them out. They need space.
They need space
to rise. Yes, you have to be careful.
Okay.
And then before they go in the oven, make sure the oven is at least 400 degrees.
As far as I remember, my mother used to put egg on top.
Yes, definitely. You have to beat up an egg, and with the brush, you have to brush the top, and then you put it in the oven. Usually it takes 40 minutes. In 400.
And then after you make them, you can put them in the freezer, right? And eat them gradually, right?
Put them in a Ziploc. Don't wait too long. After they get cold, like the day after or late at night,
So they get a nice
1 or 2, put them in Ziplocs, put them in your freezer and take them a night before or an hour or 2 before you want to warm them up.
Is it harder to make flaoones or to be a judge?
Well, I'm beginning to wonder. But I made them once before, and years ago, and they were very nice but very hard. And I had to slice them vertically to serve them. So I came here to find out the best way to do it. Then I hope so.
Now, was it the dough that was, you didn't do a good job with the dough probably, that's why they were hard, right?
I think that I might have kneaded it too much or rolled it too much, so I watched today, and I think it helped.
So you're going to make a new attempt at home and make flaoones?
This week, yeah.
But you need help, right?
Oh yeah, I'll have help. Yeah, it's too much to do without a mix master, and I was told not to use a mix master.
What is your Easter message?
Just everybody have a blessed Easter and hope for the best for Cyprus, Greece, and everybody.
My Easter message is for everyone to be happy. Happy Easter to everyone. Happiness and prosperity. That's all I have to say, and good luck to all of us.
I see you're already enjoying your flaouna.
It is so good. And I have to watch myself because it's Easter time. I try to not have too many, but when you smell it, when you smell them coming out of the oven, they are amazing. And the whole house smells like Easter time. It's the smell of the mastija and the maklepi, all those lovely spices, the cinnamon, the cloves. The house smells like Easter.
Now, is this your first time making flaones?
I used to help Mom, but she's 85. She has not made them for about 20 years, and today she made 5 of them. So she's very excited. And I'm excited because I think it brings back memories of our childhood home and my dad who loved them. You know, he's passed. And truly, I'm happy to be here because if I don't learn how to make them, the tradition will be lost.
Right.
So I'm determined to learn how to make them.
Very good. How many did you make today?
Actually, I watched today.
You were a great host, though.
Thank you. I watched today, and I'm going to attempt to make them at home. And I'm actually going to bring a girlfriend of mine who is Cypriot, and she's going to show me the technique as well. Now I have some of Skevi's secrets. Every housewife has her secrets, and I have some of her secrets that she uses, and I'm going to adapt them, and I'll make my own flaoones. Perfect little square here. Now they do come in different shapes. You know, I've seen them triangular as well.
Do this around.
Or round. Yeah, now she's pressing the fork on the edges, and it's perfect.
Wow.
And it's
Well done. Very nice.